Yeah, elk antler. Can you imagine eating that? Because frankly, that's what a lot of traditional medicine that is made in Asia, from Korea to China and other parts of the continent, people actually ground up and put into this medicine. So I had a health scare, I guess to a certain degree, in December, where I felt like I was cramping up, and out of the blue, I didn't work out for quite a while, and it just out of the blue, I was standing waiting for a bus, and I was wondering why it cramped up, and I went home and I found out I had potentially pre-diabetes symptoms, which diabetes itself is a little bit more alarming as far as the term is concerned. But pre-diabetes is the stage, or rather the situation that occurs before full-blown diabetes. Later, after learning more and more about this, I find that a lot of people are actually in that state of, pre-diabetes, and so I might not be alone. So what I'm saying is that I might have it. And I say might because I just recently found out my glucose levels were a bit high, and according to the lab reports, it said that I was within a range for pre-diabetes. In the report, it said I think I had somewhere in the neighborhood of 114 or 112. In the report, it said if you're between 100 and 125, you are in the range of somebody who has pre-diabetes. So very fascinating. But again, like I said, I learned much more as I've been sharing at least a little bit with my mom and a few other close friends. My friend Tim, he supposedly has it as well, which was a little surprising because I think he tries to stay in shape. So maybe it's not a big deal. But with that said, after I learned about it, I asked, I did ask a couple of people if they had any advice who actually have diabetes, and one happened to be my former best friend, who unfortunately I decided I'm not going to be best friends with him anymore because he kind of treated that inquiry as a joke, which has been a repeating theme, in the past 3 years. And so I decided that was it, no more of that. So like my mentor says, Bruce, you don't need these type of people in your life. I know we have a long history together, but this was unfortunately the last straw. It doesn't mean we won't talk to each other ever again. It doesn't mean that we may not, we may at some point become friends again, or rather spend more time. But I've decided I'm just going to remove these kind of people out of my life. But for the people like my mom, who really, really cares, who, like her, she automatically told me about this thing called Dang Care. In Korean, it's Dakea. And it's produced, it looks like, by a company, potentially, let's see, it's actually kind of interesting. Obviously, you can see it's made in Korea, but I think I'm reading Hildang Kwanli N. So I'm not sure if that's the company name. I still don't know much about it. I did take one tablet. My mom said that I have to take two, but I am planning on not taking it for a little while. Looks like it might have zinc or something like that. Because what I'd like to do is see how my current regimen of exercising 3 to 4 times a week, which would be a step up, quite a bit up from what was happening last year, along with maybe finishing off that Korean traditional medicine that I should have finished last year as well, because typically you need to go through the whole dose. I quit somewhere midstream because it wasn't producing the same benefits that I had experienced before. I'll continue to take the same vitamin supplements, Focus Factor, which is for my mental acuity. Also, I'm taking vitamin C, which is just kind of important and generally good, as well as magnesium, which seems to be something that can combat diabetes or prediabetes. I also found this at my mom's, this turmeric, whatever. Anyway, I noticed that this was in a lot of different drinks, or rather a lot of health stores, in particular, not a health store, but rather even commercial entities like a local coffee chain called Woods had this in their stores. And so this, along with pepper, I guess, supposedly activates turmeric in your system. And so I didn't realize I had a bottle of it. So I think I'm gonna take this, since I'm already drinking the other stuff that I just started drinking literally a little bit here and there at the coffee shop, just to see if it would perhaps do something or be a little more healthy. And so I want to document this to identify these are kind of the health changes, or at least the dietary changes. And then if for some reason it doesn't get to that good number below 100, I may start taking this in about 3 months. So that's the plans. So let's see what happens. I did take a glucose reading from just a home remedy, or sorry, home check device that my mom has at her friend's house, and it looked like I was actually down to 104. So I might have already made a lot of progress within literally 8 or 9 days, which is kind of shocking because 8 points, I think, within that period of time is quite significant. But regardless, let's hope it continues, and let's hope I don't need to take this Dacare. At the same time, it might expire, so I might have to give it to one of you. So let me know if that interests you.